My parents blessed me with good hair. I started growing it out during the pandemic, which prompted somebody to tell me I look like if professional wrestler Mick Foley fucked Shirley Temple. That's what I'm working with. I know there's like a lot of people I could insert into those two slots, but I looked at my crowd. I was like, I need to do Mick Foley for them. I need to do Shirley Temple for her. I nailed that one. Do you guys believe in God here? You guys? No. Pretty non-God believing. I don't believe in God either, but I kind of wish I did. Because like if God was real, that would mean God made squirters. I think that's pretty cool. You know what I mean? Like if God was real, he kind of went off with squirters. Man, this joke is also for you. No, I do. I love a squirter. I don't know if you guys, any squirters in the crowd? Yeah, no, that's a crazy thing to ask. I do. He's in the bathroom. Hell yeah, buddy, you got a good one. No, I do love some squirt. And they look good. I would gargle that shit like mouthwash. That's awesome. And like some people are grossed out by that. Somebody once after a show was like, Cody, squirters, they did studies. It's like 70% piss. And I was like, that means it's 30% awesome. Also, 70% awesome. Let's be honest. We've all had our ex pee on us in a Motel 6. We've all been there. Just me? That's crazy. Oh, yeah, that's fun. I'm a dad. Yeah, I'm a father. It's a beautiful, giant 15-year-old man. My son, 15 years old, size 13 shoe, 6'2", guys, 6'2". That's a big old boy. I was never the kind of parent that hit my kid when he was growing up, but I also felt like I would have the option for a little while longer, you know what I mean? In case I changed my mind. Now it'll just be a fight for my life. That's a bummer. No, kids are awesome. Are you guys, anybody here parents? Parents in the crowd? Yeah. You're a little older, so I'm sure your kids are grown. No? Teenagers?
Yeah, teenagers.
Teenagers, yeah. The teenagers, are they really funny?
Scary.
Yeah, dude, teenagers now, I feel like are gonna be, like, they're the funniest people ever, and I feel like a big reason for that is they're just, like, so much more connected, and so much more, like, because of the internet, they're just, like, aware of a lot more than, like, a good example of this past October last year, I took my son and a bunch of his friends over to a haunted house, and on our way there, my son's friend was like, Cody, Mr. Cannon, I want you to know I've watched all of the videos that you put online. I was like, you probably shouldn't. It's not exactly kid-friendly material. And he was like, no, I want you to know I think you're hilarious, and you're probably the coolest of my friends' dads. I was like, oh, that's so sweet. And without skipping a beat, my son just goes, Connor, you don't even have a dad. That's a crazy thing to say to your best friend. And then Connor goes, I do too have a dad. He just loves meth. He's like, I lived with him until I was 8. Then he duct taped me to a chair. Now I live with my mom and stepdad. And my son just goes, drugs go crazy. I said, you are correct. Drugs do go crazy. Yeah. I'm from West Virginia. Any of you guys, neighbors? You guys they're West Virginia folk, these scoundrels. But no, I'm not from there originally. I was born in Hawaii. I grew up in California on the West Coast. My mom remarried when I was in high school, and around the same time, I started to get in a lot of trouble. And my dad was like, I'm really worried about you doing drugs, so I'm sending you to live with your mom in Logan County, West Virginia. Yeah, it's funny because there's a heroin epidemic. It's around Virginia community down there. It's pretty crazy. You guys seem funny. Want to hear the darkest joke I've written about the heroin epidemic? tell me now, you asked for it. Okay, so a few years back, in the town I live in now, in Morgantown, there were these kids, high schoolers, who bought some weed pens. And those weed pens were laced with heroin. And those kids ended up overdosing.
Bluetooth disconnected. Bluetooth pairing.
That's probably, yeah, those are the kids I'm thinking right now. I don't know if they want me, if that means I should go forward with the joke or stop it. But unless I get another side, I'm going forward. But yeah, those kids passed away. Super tragic, really fucked up. Whoever sold it to them, monster. Deserves all the worst things. We can agree on that, right, everybody?
Yeah.
But I'm a glass half full, if you can't tell. Kind of guy. I try to make a positive spin on everything I can. At the very least, we can definitely say, before those kids passed away, they were definitely like, this is the strongest weed I've ever tried in my entire life. It's okay, I asked them if I could tell that joke. In fact, I did write that joke on Christmas. It's a gift that keeps giving. Yeah, no, I do love West Virginia though. People always ask me, like, moving from the Bay Area of California to the southern coal fields, was it like a really big culture shock? Was it a hard transition? And I was like, honestly, I fell in love right away. I remember the first country woman I fell in love with. The first time I heard that accent, I was like, what are these exotic accents? I remember the first woman I had a crush on. I was like, what are you doing this weekend? She was like, I don't have any real plans. I know at some point I want to go see my mammal. And I was like, I have no idea what you just said. But it sounded really sexy. Tell me more about this mammal. Yeah, that's cool. I do love. What I'm trying to say is my ideal woman is Boomhauer from King of the Hill. I do. Like I said, I'm not religious, but I was raised very religiously. Anybody in here raised religiously? You? I can tell. I didn't even have to ask you. I get it. It fucked you up, right? It fucked me up too. It did. My mom's side, Catholic. And from the Catholic side, I gained soul-crushing guilt. And then my dad raised me Baptist. And from the Baptist side, I also gained immense guilt, but also the love of gossip. So that's fun. No, and the guilt's serious. Like, when I was like 11 years old, I regularly cried after jerking off because I was going to hell. Like, regularly, all the time. My dad, for a period of time when I was younger, took me to a mega church out in California. One of those churches that, like, literally, like, 3,000 people every weekend. This is not a joke, no joke at all. One of the pastors at that church, MC Hammer. I'm dead serious. He became a pastor after his rap career. MC Hammer, he ran Sunday night service, and I did not, this is 100% true, he called it Hammer Time. Also, MC Hammer, probably like the only religious leader that's like, can't touch this. Thank you. That's fun. Okay, I'm gonna get serious for 1 second before I get out of here. A couple months ago, I got a DUI. I was just telling them about how horrible and dehumanizing it was, and I just say DUI and they start laughing. No, it was not a great experience. I've been driving 20 years, they finally caught me. I gotta say, like, I'm definitely a cab forever, but you definitely gotta say, the fact that it took them 20 years to give me a DUI is probably their best argument against profiling. You know what I mean? Like, for sure. But yeah, no, I did get a DUI. It was a bummer. Yeah, just as some inside trading. If you're getting arrested, don't tell the police that you wish you were dead. It's like not their favorite thing. They're not that into it. And they're not really crazy about it. If when you're getting cuffed, you're like, if you're taking me in, you might as well put me down. They're not crazy about it. And I'm not trying to sound cool. I cried a lot. It was a bummer. No, I am making jokes about it because that's like how I deal with things. You know, I do want you to know. And like, I'm glad, I'm grateful that you guys didn't judge me, but I do have like, in case you were being judgmental, I wanted to. I felt really bad about it, so I was like. Let's look up some successful people that also have DUIs. Michael Phelps. Also, do something crazy. Michael Phelps, Olympic gold medalist, DUI. Me, swam in high school, DUI. We're basically the same person. Also, the weekend after I got a DUI, America's sweetheart, Mary Lou Retton, got a DUI. And West Virginia. The cops were way better to her than they were me. She deserves it. And finally, former President George H.W. Bush got a DUI. So, you know, not that like being presidential means anything anymore. Yeah, but no, I am making a lot of jokes, but I do want you to know I'm taking it seriously. It's humiliating, you know what I mean? I have to explain to my son what a blow and go is, you know? And then eventually I'm gonna have to be like, son, I need you to blow into this. Thank you guys so much. I've been